Welcome to Capital Talk, a program we hope will have an impact on the future of Kenya. And now, more than ever, I'm Jeff Koinange. Now, as you saw on Capital Talk yesterday, Ian Bugwa making us laugh, calling it like he sees it. That's what we're going to do all week, at least try to do. With people in the arts, whether they're actors, comedians, you name it, trying to make you laugh and take away that seriousness that's plaguing our society. My guest today, you wouldn't believe it if I told you, she's only 22 years old and is one of the stars of a weekly show on NTV. Yeah, we're not afraid to mention it, on NTV. It's called The Weekly Show. They make us laugh, they make fun of all of us, myself included. They're equal opportunity haters, which is fine. That's what it's all about. Like I said, she's only 22. Went to school in Molo, grew up in Molo, did her A-levels in the UK, took a year off, worked for Capital, now is working on this show, and they're getting a huge audience, and they're doing well, and they're making us laugh. My guest today, young Jasmine Mistri.
Hello, Jeff.
Jasmine.
How are you?
22.
22. And still gorgeous, by the way.
Hello.
Hello.
Why lie?
Thank you. Stop, really.
You know, when you first hit the airways, and this was TV for your very first time, right?
Yes, it was.
You're a natural.
Why, thank you.
No, I'm honest. I'm being very honest.
Coming from you, well, you know, it's fine. It's okay. You could say I was a doormat and I'd say thank you. Yeah. But there's something I think I've always wanted to do, and I didn't think it was that difficult. I thought radio was actually worse than telly.
Really?
Yeah, much. It was much more terrifying.
And TV, you're not as terrified?
Not at all.
Is it because it's not live?
Well, I think, that isn't a thing, but it's more radio for me. I think you have to be very brave to be a radio presenter, because you have to be yourself and be very sure of yourself, and because people judge you by your voice, and your voice is almost like, you know, it's another passage to your soul, to who you are.
That's deep.
That's really deep. I wrote that yesterday. I thought that would work. No, and so I just wasn't, when I was much younger when I started radio, and I wasn't that confident.
Yeah.
But what I did know in and out was acting.
Right.
And so when this show came along, it was just like, it was second nature.
And how did this show come along, Jasmine?
Well, I was thinking of going back to school, and my producer came along, Titus Minor, give me a raise. Yeah. He came up to me and said, he had this great idea for a show, and it's sort of like a daily show stroke Saturday Night Live kind of feeling.
Correct.
Do I think I can do it? And I said, of course I can. Yeah. Have you done TV before? No. It's not going to be a problem. And so we did lots of pilots, and then after we did the pilots, it took about a couple of months. We didn't really think it was going to go, because people are not really used to, satirical humor. Yeah. So we thought, let's just give it a try. And Nation actually said, Nation actually said, let's do it. And
you did it.
And we did it.
And the first, obviously they saw the pilot, they liked it, and then you shot the first episode, right? Mm-hmm. What was the reaction like after that first episode? Because we saw a lot of promos.
Yeah.
You're making fun of a lot of people.
Yes.
Myself included.
Well, actually, the first one was pretty crazy. Funny story, she'll tell you. I was so nervous, so what I did was I dyed my hair. And it wasn't like, your usual, because I'm known for my blonde hair.
Okay.
And this time I think I just was really nervous. So I dyed it red at the side and like a streak of blonde. Yeah, it was jitters. And so there I was, and I show up to set going, hey! And everyone's like, Jazz, your hair, what happened to your hair? I'm like, it's the new thing. They're gonna really like it. And my producer was like, can we shoot tomorrow? Can we shoot next week? Can we? And I was like, what's the matter with it? Yeah. And I was so self-conscious, and that, I think, really summed up the show. Because when we started it, I looked crazy. Even my co-host was like, sunglasses. Kanan was just like, I don't know what the hell. And so that really summed up how the show was going to start, and people it really took note. It didn't start off as it is now, you know, with a nice formal look and all of that. It was actually just bam, crazy. And that captured a lot of people's attention, and I think we've just managed to keep them and draw more people in.
And you guys have a lot of chemistry, you and Charles, right?
Yes,
good chemistry.
we do. We fight a lot, you know, lovers do. And but then, you know, we managed to just make up and then and get to the shoot and then go fight at home. Yeah, it's a loving relationship we have.
You're starting a rumor.
Yeah, I hope so. Charles, call me. Yeah.
Now tell me, are there any subjects that you cannot talk about on your show?
Unfortunately, yes. We can't touch. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it right now.
Yeah, you
We can't touch the president, obviously, and Lucy, although she is funny. She's a
Perfect.
She's a
comedian.
She's a great lady. I think we should just want to appreciate how funny she is naturally. But no, we can't touch her, and we can't really go after politicians. We just have to, I guess, show them their faults, which they've evidently just done on telly, and just say, this is what you gave us.
That's the difference between yours and our shows. You know,
You can just hit it.
Anybody.
Maybe I should move.
Maybe you should.
Yeah. Thinking about it.
Planting some seeds.
Yeah. That's good.
But so far, I mean, first they juggled you around. First, you know, you were during the week, and now you're on the weekend.
Yeah.
That's a little painful, isn't it?
It was. We didn't feel they were taking us seriously, because we didn't know what was going on, and I think they just didn't know what to do with it, because it was so funny, and they didn't know, should we have it at 7? Should we have it at, because 7 is a family show. But some of the things you were saying really wasn't for kids. So they decided, let's move it to a later time. And then, there's another show. And, you know, there's lots of competition with all these new local shows. And for some reason, it's like, we need more local shows. And we were thinking, but we do the weekly show in Kenya. Hello? So, but, you know, it's the network, and they know what it is that they're doing, and we just decided to ignore that, keep our heads down, and just continue working.
Bottom line, are Kenyans getting your humor? Because
yes,
they are.
Yes,
really.
Yes, they are, and it's really encouraging to see young children and old, you know, old men and women going, "I love your show." And it, you know, even some people say, like Watchmen, for example, they wouldn't get it. But you know, sometimes, Jasmine. I'm like, hey, what's that? I feel like Princess Diana. Hello, hi, thank you, my fans. I love you.
You're an instant celeb.
Yeah, it's you know, I was a celebrity in my own head when I was younger, so I didn't see the difference when I came out.
Like when you were 12 or something.
When I was 12, I was practicing my autograph. I was speaking in the mirror saying, I'd like to thank my family, my friends, and everybody that supported me during this tough time. I've already practiced my speeches.
You have, huh?
Yeah.
Did you know you were meant to be doing this, Jasmine?
Yes.
Honestly?
Yes.
But obviously you didn't know how you were going to go about it, but you knew.
How is not my business. Yeah, I just knew I was going to get that. I didn't know how. That wasn't my business. I just knew this is what I want. I'm going for it. Would
you do something serious? As in serious news?
Well, actually, I've been given the name comedian. I've never seen myself as a comedian.
You're not funny?
I don't think I am.
You think you're serious?
Yes, I think I'm a very serious individual. People refuse to take me seriously. So it's very tough.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very deep.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah.
What was I talking about?
You knew you were meant to do this.
Yes, I knew I was meant to do this, and I wanted to be an actress. Obviously, lots of people think I'm funny, and I can give you a good laugh. So I guess it's also one of the characteristics I've picked up. But I'm yet to do something serious. and I think I can do that very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still want to act though?
Most definitely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is just, I guess this is part of how I'm getting to my final destination.
A means to an end.
There we go.
Hello.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Let me write that down. Actually, very good. Seriousness. Okay then. That's my diary.
Where do you all get your material?
Everywhere. We get it from everywhere. Cartoons, we get it from documentaries, we get it from news, we get it from other people, just talking to other people. So we like to just draw in from all sources. Yeah.
So do people call you and say, hey, Jasmine, did you see what happened with this guy? And this?
They do. Yeah, we've got lots of people who like to, so you put it in my story, right? Right? And then if the story doesn't run, yeah, my story didn't run. You're going to play it next week, right? Right? I'm like, yeah, we will.
You mean people want to be made fun of?
Yeah.
No.
And we've got some ladies. I'm not going to say their names. There's some news presenters. And they come up to us, and when they see us, obviously, and they go, oh, please don't make fun of me. As in, just don't do it.
Right.
I'm like, no, I won't. I won't. No, seriously, Jazz. You can't make fun of me.
And they're saying, please the opposite.
Just don't do it.
But they mean the
Which
opposite.
also translates to please. Because, like, if you put, then, like, yeah, well, yes, whatever. You didn't talk to me last week when we were at that function. So look who's, so I love that. I love that.
It's amazing, isn't it, that a show like this can generate so much audience viewership?
It's different, which is really nice. It's comedy, yes, but it's not, what we really wanted to stay away from was slapstick, which is, ka-chwing. Yeah, and that there's also a different audience group that are dying for something like How I Met Your Mother, all these comedies that are coming out, and there's nothing that translates in Kenyan arts nowadays. Everything is very, the local productions that are coming out are all the same, but different storyline, obviously. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but diversity is very good, and we are just completely different to what's happening now.
Was this long overdue, you think, Jess?
Yes, I think it was, but I'm very glad it was me that came with it. But I think that it could have been done a long time ago. That I think artists and actors and even singers as well, we just need to open up our minds and say we can do it too. And we have lots of people who say, oh, you guys are just copycats, you guys can't. But the fact of the matter is, so long as it's out there, so long as someone started it, then it begins to open up people's minds. And then someone else, a young individual who's coming up now from school will say, if Jazz and, Charles Chiari were able to do that on the weekly show, let's do that, but let's make it our own, let's do this. And because we've opened a door, they can go through it and open other doors, which is nice.
I want to talk more about that, Jazz. And also, what's the future like? I mean, how long will this show last, and what else is there for you? First, we'll take a break.
Okay, then.
My guest today, only 22, but Jasmine Mistri is Mistri no more. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah, I tell you, she's keeping us smiling, happy, funny, you name it, on the weekly show on NTV. And she says, this is only the beginning. Hollywood is what beckons for this young 22-year-old. You cannot get these kinds of guests anywhere else but on Capital Talk. So don't go away, because we are back in a moment. Welcome back to Capital Talk. Oh yes, they are keeping us laughing. And who better than a young 22-year-old who was pretty unknown up until a few months ago, but now even watchmen recognize her and say, go Jazz. That's right, Jasmine Mistri of the weekly show. So Jazz,
yes,
everyone's going to be asking, where did this name come from? I mean, where'd you grow up? Where are you from?
I'm from here. I'm from Kenya. Well, not here. Well, it would be very weird if I
You're from here.
Yeah.
But you never know.
You never. Actually, I've been living here while you've been interviewing people. Very good, by the way. I've been living in Kenya.
But you grew up in Molo.
I grew up in Molo, meaning that I was there in boarding school.
Yeah.
So basically, it feels like home. So I was there for like 15 odd years,
Wow.
and then went to abroad and came back. Yeah. Still waiting to go to university.
And the name Mistri.
Mistri comes from my mother's side. Yeah.
It's pretty mysterious.
Get that joke all the time. You'd no idea.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
What do they say?
Well, my favourite one has to be, till this day, was my history teacher. I was knocking at the door,
Right.
and then he opened the door and he couldn't see me, and then he turns to the class and says, "Oh, it's a mystery." And then obviously I walk in and everyone starts laughing. Funny. Getting a hernia. Yeah, but that joke is, yes.
I see. Where do you want to take this show? How far, in other words?
I think a couple of more seasons. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because obviously there's inspiration from the Daily Show with Jon Stewart, which started off, pretty much like this one.
Yes.
And then it became a daily show, especially in the States, it's a daily. And it's won numerous Emmys, and they've done really, really well.
Yeah.
Would you want this to be like a daily show, as in you go live? Would it be possible?
I think I wouldn't want to stay on the show for too long, because there's so much I want to do. Yeah, there's so many things that I haven't experienced that I really like. The other day I went for an audition, which was very funny. Shouldn't have gone, but it was fun. And I want to experience more. I want to learn how to be behind the camera. I want to learn how to direct. I want to travel and do other things. So I haven't found what it is that I want to stay with. So, and obviously there are many movies that I must make, and there are many people that I must meet, and there are many Oscars and Grammys that I must get.
You must.
I must, because my initial goal was to be the first black woman to get an Oscar. No, first black person to get an Oscar. I didn't know about the rest, so because I wasn't thinking about anyone who was before me. So Denzel Washington ruined that for me. So I said first black woman, and then also Halle Berry took that away from me. And well, there's no competing with Halle. So I said, okay, fine. First African.
Not South African.
Not Black American or whatever. Yeah. First African to get an Oscar.
Charlize Theron.
She's not. I've decided. Okay, first Kenyan. There we go. Really coming small there, Jeff.
You are just narrowing it down.
Really painful, but it's good. I really want to be an ambassador, because there's so many creatives that just think that they cannot do it, and if you're lucky enough to go to school abroad and learn it, then good for you. But there's some people that just can't do it, and they have to use what they've got here. So. What I have to say is just don't stop dreaming. If you think big, you will be big. And that's what I want.
Doesn't it get discouraging sometimes? I mean, you're only 22 years old, right? So you go for an audition and they say, oh, you know what? We're looking for someone else. And you go the next day you wake up and don't you get discouraged a lot?
Yeah, I do. But then the thing is, there was something that I read somewhere, there was a quote from one of the actors I admire, Robert De Niro, I think it was, and he said, there will be very many reasons why you're not chosen for a particular part. There'll be tons, millions of reasons that you cannot go over them, all of them, then say, oh, yeah, it's because I was too short, it's because I was too beautiful, because, I was too funny. There'll be so many things that are working against you, but it's what you do with what, with what you get that matters. If you do get the part, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to use it? How are you going to make it work for you? Yeah, so sitting down and moping, it'll only just wastes time.
Are you able to juggle all these other things? You have the weekly show, you have these auditions, you have other things that you're doing. Are you able to juggle, or is that that's a talent? It takes talent.
It's a balancing act. Yeah. Because there's sometimes when my age works against me, and all I want to do is sit down and party and just, misbehave.
Yeah.
And I know that I have to get to work, and I'm like, oh, come on. But then I guess I really know what I want, and I really know that if I just focus now, then I'll be able to party later.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just really just trying to get my act together, and not let my age be. If I see these kids who are like 14, 12, and from Nickelodeon, and they're making, getting Grammys and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, what's so different about me? Yeah, I'm in Kenya, miles away, but
Sure.
I'm gonna make it.
You know what they say?
Yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
I shall do it. If you did it, actually, you're a very big person, my man. He's very big. If you guys didn't know, by the way,
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So you're hiring? No? Okay. Watching you from when you were here and how you just shot up and went to CNN, that was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Well, I appreciate that, but that's an
And-
interview for another day.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not about me.
But, well, we could make it about you, I don't mind. I don't mind.
Like I said, be careful what you wish for.
Okay then. Is it
So-
hot? No? Okay, it's just me.
Where were we?
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next?
Yeah. You said you don't want to do this weekly show for too long because obviously, it'll wear on people and,
The best thing to do is leave when you're just at the top
Hot.
of your game,
Yeah.
and then now try attack something different.
But do you want to stay in TV, movies? You want to go back to radio, or you want to do it all?
I want to do it all. I'm not gonna say right now. I'm not gonna define a path. I'm gonna say this is open to me. I can do all these things, and so I'm gonna try them out. I'm young, and that's the beauty of it. I'm young, so if I can afford to make mistakes now.
Are there like-minded people like you in your circles? Do you find people with, that kind of talent, people with that zeal and that energy?
No. I'm one of a kind. There's no one like me. No, I know that there are a couple of friends of mine who, right now they're in school, but to decide what it is that you want to do shouldn't be a life-threatening decision. It should be something that you're comfortable with, but not too comfortable.
Yeah.
You say that I'm going to try this. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to pull myself back, get myself together, and try something else. And I know a couple of people like that. I'm yet to find someone who is the actors and actresses that I've met so far. I feel are too comfortable. I feel that they're too cocky. You get a part on a TV show, and all of a sudden you're the big kahuna. And
Oh, so you think?
you're just the top dog. I'm on this show, and yeah, I made it. No, you haven't. If you think that Kenya is the top, the Kenyan industry is the highest you can go, then you're not going to make it. You need to say to yourself, what can I do in my country, and then take that out there and show the world what we have to offer. That's my dream. Take what it is that we have here. Yes, I can conquer this market maybe in a couple of years, but that's not enough. You have to decide, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to bring people back in. Like Ian Bogo, when he went to Igoli, wasn't I in love? I was in love.
Is that right?
He was in Igoli, and even if he just did a look, I was like, yes.
And that's what the rest of us should be striving for, right?
Striving for, yeah, because we've been in a position whereby the current elections, they brought us a bad limelight, and we look retarded. We look like we've gone back into the caveman days, and we need to show people that we are very talented, and there's some very extremely talented people that I've met, and it's just unfortunate that we're not able to get out there, and the people who are in the top positions sometimes are also a hindrance to young talent getting out there, because you're not known, because you're not your ideas are so different. They don't want to try it.
Yeah.
And so if I didn't do the weekly show, then no one would. We have these young writers who are all giving us scripts, and they want to, excellent staff that have come straight from school, and they feel like it's a breath of fresh air because it's different and it's new, it's edgy. And we need people to be more open-minded. When you're open-minded, you can soar to new heights. Yeah. And that's the message I think I want to give to people being young and I've never had any TV training. I've never had any radio training. Nothing.
Shocking.
Yeah.
When I was 22, I didn't even know what I wanted to do.
So
honestly.
If you just decide, if you know that you're meant to do something, go for it.
And this is what you're meant to do.
This is what I was meant to do.
And more.
Who knows? You know, it might switch reverse. A couple of years, I'll be like, so Jeff, tell me about you, love. You know? Yeah.
What are you up to?
Yeah, what are you up to? How's the show going? Lovely. Cup of tea? Yeah.
Okay,
So,
gotta go.
Gotta go. Yeah. But you can come over to my, my condo in Milan or whatever. Yeah. Take the jet. It's sort of thing.
Yeah. 22 years old.
Yes.
The sky's the limit, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah?
And I'm very excited. Yeah. Thank you.
Wish you the very best, Jazz.
I shall never wash this hand. I shall just be.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay, just hold my hand while you say goodbye.
My goodness. And it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
Jasmine Mistri calling it like she sees it. So smart. Way beyond her 22 years. And believe me when I say this, and I've been around a few years, this young lady is going places and she's taking a whole generation with her. What a guest. What a show. What a week. You cannot get these kinds of guests anywhere else. And if you're not watching Capital Talk, you're simply not watching television.
Exactly.
And it's available right here on the award-winning station K24, where we are all Kenyan.
All the time. Thank you.
Capital Talk is recorded at the Fairview Hotel, the country hotel in town.